Welcome to the Games Freezer.
Hello, this is Richard, and this is Games Freezer, and my retro gaming focused thoughts from the freezer roundup for this week. And these are just things that have been happening during the week of gaming, things that have popped in my inbox that have got me interested, some thoughts on games I've been playing and what I'll be playing next, what's happening on the website, things that you might want to read, things you might want to watch, not necessarily video games related, even things you might want to make, and also some people to follow and reach out to in the gaming community. So let's get cracking, shall we? So first up, I'll go through some retro gaming thoughts that I've had through the week, just some bits that have popped up that have really piqued my interest, really. First things first, Superplay issue 48. Can you believe it? After all these years, Superplay will return in a one-off special on the 7th of September, and it will be bundled in with Retro Gamer magazine. So Superplay magazine was my go-to Super Nintendo source of information back in the 90s, and ended on issue 47 as the magazine closed down. But now, all these years later, it's back, and it's back primarily because the SNES Mini is going to be coming out soon. So they're doing like a special on all the games that will be included on the SNES Mini, and the main cover star will be Star Fox 2. So yeah, this announcement's really made my year. It's been all over Twitter. I've been retweeting loads of stuff about it. The big draw as well. We've got Will Overton there, who's done the amazing cover art for the issue 48, and he did all the original Superplay cover art as well, which is really cool. I'd advise you to pick that magazine up, obviously after I've bought one, because I don't want it to sell out. So yeah, it's just like 1992 all over again. I've included the link to retrogamer.net in the notes below as well, so as you can go there and have a look. What else we got? Well, let's carry on with the SNES Classic theme. It's not long now till I get my grubby mitts on the SNES Classic. Countdown is well and truly on, and as I write this, the clock says 24 days to go. 24 days till I'll get my hands on Star Fox 2 for the first time. And there's a few games on there, on the 21 games list, that I've never played before as well. So I'm really excited to start working my way through each of those games. I'm thinking that I'll do a feature where I'll play my way through all the 21 SNES games that are included on there. And that includes Super Ghouls and Ghosts, which could be a real toughie to get through. I remember completing that on my old Super Nintendo and tearing my hair out for most of it. So yeah, so there we go. If you're lucky enough to have got one of those SNES Classic pre-orders bagged, then I'll see you on the 24th with a nice unboxing, bit of streaming of the gameplay, and hopefully we can all enjoy it together. So that's a good one. Play Expo. So that's the next thing up on the list of things to really look forward to in the retro gaming community. The Expo of the North goes into its 6th year. 6 years of arcade games, retro games and indie games. So the Play guys do an excellent job up and down the country of delivering this brilliant show wherever they go, whether that be Margate, Blackpool or Manchester, and this one's in Manchester. So I can't make it this year, unfortunately. I'm totally gutted, but don't let that stop you from going on the 14th and the 15th of October. I'll include the link so as you can jump on and get tickets. It's so worth it. There's so many great games you can play there on the arcade. There's so many great consoles you can play there. There's so many great games you can buy. As current gen stuff as well. Lots of indie stuff set up. It's brilliant. Cosplay, you name it. You can do the lot there. It's a perfect day out. Why not go for both days? You know, if you're going to spend a weekend in Manchester, couple that with a a great day out at Play Expo and maybe a great night out in Manchester. So there you go, Play Expo for you. Brilliant stuff. Next up, EGX 2017. Now I'm going to this one, so that's really exciting for me. It's going to be a great show, 21st to the 24th of September. Every show I've been to so far at EGX is brilliant. It's perfect for me. I love it. It's a good mix. Got a nice mix of current gen, some retro, lots of indie. So much indie gaming that you can just sample all sorts of goodies from the gaming world. It's great. Really excited that Nintendo are obviously back this year. Their stand is always brilliant, loads of fun. So hopefully I'll be welded to a Switch console or glued to a Street Fighter 2 arcade machine somewhere on the show floor. If you want to come and find me, I'll be the bloke wearing a Games Freezer t-shirt. Probably the only bloke wearing a Games Freezer t-shirt, to be fair, but there you go. So yeah, EGX 2017, you can still get tickets for that, I think. So jump on their website, do it. It's well worth it. You've got to experience that show once in your life if you're a gamer. Next one that really caught my eye was the Street Fighter 2 reproduction cartridge to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Street Fighter 2. So there, it's being made as a reproduction cartridge. It's this homage to the legendary beat 'em up. It looks pretty cool. I've included the link below in the show notes, so as you can have a peek at that. Although last time I looked, it was sold out. So they're a limited edition. So all the collectors out there have jumped on that straight away. Whether they'll do a reissue is yet to be seen. But the thing with this is that most media outlets picked up on the fact that it might catch light. So they've put a warning on the cartridge or on the literature that says the cartridge is fully playable, but there is a possibility that it could be a fire hazard. So I don't know if that's health and safety gone mad or what, because you could say that about anything. So you better watch out when you're pulling off them Yoga Flames, because who knows what might happen. Next one, Sega Forever. So they're bringing out their next game on the Sega Forever service. Sega Forever service has kind of got mixed reactions due to the quality of the porting onto the mobile devices. I'm still kind of torn on it, whether it is really giving us value. But at the end of the day, they're free. If you don't want to pay the $1.99, you don't have to. You can get it for free, and it'll have ads included within the game. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking that they could have done better with it, but we're getting Sega games on mobile devices. Give it a go. If it's not for you, no one's making you play it, So yeah, so they're up to GOLDENAXE this time round. So GOLDENAXE, the classic arcade hack and slash, coming to our mobile devices for free. Go out and get it. Give it a go. It's all good. If you don't like it, you don't have to play it. I've included the link to the Sega Forever service in the show notes, so as you can have a look and see what it's all about. It's well worth going on there, really, for the Sega logo as it loads up. It's pretty cool. I like it. I think they've done really well with that. Anyway, right, so on to our next point to pull out here. So we're talking about streaming the SNES Classic. So I've been looking into how to do this. I'm assuming it should be pretty straightforward, as there's a HDMI cable that goes out of it. So pretty much matching up to most other things. I never got my hands on a NES Classic. I never did any streaming on the NES Classic, so I'm not sure of the compatibility. But I'm assuming something like an Elgato streaming device would do the trick. But if anyone else has any ideas on this, or any warners or pointers or tricks to it, then let me know in the comments below. Or on the website, get in contact with us, gamesfreezer@gmail.com. Okay, so that's the retro gaming stuff. So that's the kind of things that have been catching my eye. We're onto a bit of current gen now. Some bits and bobs that have popped up during the last week or so. So first things first, Mario is not a plumber. Yes, you heard it right. I'm sure you've seen it all over the Twitter, all over your news feeds. It's an update on the Japanese Nintendo website. There's like a character profile set of screens, and it's kind of saying once and for all that Mario is no longer a plumber. But did he really ever do any plumbing? I never saw him do any plumbing in any of the games I played. Maybe he did. You can let me know in the comments below whether I'm wrong about that, but surely he's never done any plumbing since the 80s, so he's kind of been out of work for the last 30 odd years. So it shouldn't be any shock really to anyone. I haven't even seen him hold a wrench for, well, forever. So there you go. So Mario's not a plumber. Shock horror. Oh my gosh. I also received some good news as I won my eBay auction for a Nintendo Switch. So I'm now a proud owner of a Nintendo Switch, and I've done a bit of a video on the YouTube channel just to show a bit of unboxing for me Switch, because I got very excited when it arrived. I had to go for eBay because there's no Switches, as you know, available in the UK stores right now. You can do a bit of pre-ordering, pay full price for a pre-order, but I thought I want one now before it gets a bit hectic at Christmas. So I managed to get a £260 grey Switch. I wanted the neon one, but the neon ones were almost impossible to get hold of without paying over the odds on eBay. So the only problem with it is I can't play it until Christmas, because it's actually my Christmas present from my wife and kids. So I had to unbox it, have a look at it, make sure it was all in order. Then I've had to pack it all back up, put it away, and forget about it until December the 25th. So by then I will be gagging to play it, and I'm actually gagging to play it now. So yeah, so there's a bit of forward planning from me there, which is kind of unusual for me because I normally leave things like that to the last minute, and then I am sorely disappointed when I can't get my hands on it. So I highly advise anyone who's looking to get a Nintendo Switch to do it now before that Christmas rush kicks in, because you will have such a hard time trying to get a Nintendo Switch beyond that point in time. So let that be a warning, everybody. Get out there, get on eBay, or get your pre-orders in with your other retail outlets, and get it sorted. Right, that's my public service announcement for the Switch over and done with. Let's move on to Knack 2. We've got some shock news just in. I've just watched a quick look on Giant Bomb, and Knack 2 is actually alright. It looks pretty cool. I watched the guys at Giant Bomb play it, and it looks like a lot of fun. Multiplayer looks brilliant. You can do a bit of co-op multiplayer and have a lot of fun within the game. It's kind of a light-hearted action platformer, if you didn't play the original Knack, and it's improved somewhat, because the story with the original one, it was rushed to meet the release date of the PS4, but this time around they've gone in there, fixed a lot of the things. Pretty much a similar game, but better. So that's cool. So I just thought I'd share that for all the Knack haters out there. Eat that. Right, next one. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. So this is the phenomenon that's taken Steam by storm. Early access game that is lots of fun to play, so I see, and lots of fun to watch, so I've found out. So I mean, the more I watch people play this game, the more I love it. It looks super fun to play, it's super fun to watch, it's got the lot. Problem I've got is I'm not a fan of mouse and keyboard play. I find it hard to get on with. I don't know, I'm just not programmed that way to use a mouse and keyboard in a video game. So this has left me becoming a bit of a Battlegrounds voyeur rather than jumping right in and buying the game on Steam. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos and a lot of live streams of people playing and having lots of fun. It looks like a brilliant game. I mean, if you haven't come across it, I'm sure you have. If you're on Twitter at all, you've seen lots of streams pop up. But if you've not come across it yet, check it out. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, also known as PUBG. Have a look. I think you're going to love it. So I'm waiting for the PS4 version to come out. Problem I've got is the Xbox One version will come out first, and they've got exclusivity of that release for a certain period of time that's yet to be defined. So I'll be sitting and waiting for a while by the looks of things. I'm hopefully going to get that on PS4 at some point. Whether that's before Christmas or not is another matter. So I'll just be watching everyone else having fun while I patiently wait. Okay, so that's that. So let's have a look at some games that I've been playing. The games that I've been playing this month have been a bit of a mix, actually. Neo Geo has featured quite heavily because of the remakes, the .emu remakes. So let's start with a bit of Windjammers. So I never played Windjammers on the original Neo Geo hardware. Or on the arcade. I'm pretty sure it's an arcade game as well, and I've always been intrigued to play it as it looks loads of fun whenever I've seen like a YouTube video online. So the PS4 release is now live, and I've got my hands on a review copy, and it is marvellous. It is absolutely brilliant. Something you can pick up, play, have a laugh, not too deep, but it's so well made, and I love the style of the Neo Geo graphics and characters, and it's true to that. And if you like that aesthetic too, then I would say get yourself on Windjammers, get online, download it. Brilliant game. You can do online as well, which obviously you couldn't have done in the original Neo Geo version, and that worked really well. I had lots of tasty matches online, although I'm actually really crap at it, so I haven't had much success beating a human player. I think I beat about 2 people out of 20 games that I played online, but it's all good. I'm loving it. So yeah, that's Windjammers. The other Neo Geo game has been Neo Turf Masters, which is the golf game. I've got that on my iPhone. I think it's about £2 or £3, something like that. This is my toilet game. You know, I love a bit of golf, especially on mobile devices. It's a good one to pass a bit of time while you're on a journey. So yeah, this is my toilet game at the minute. Great fun. Keeps me on my current Neo Geo fixation. You know, so it's all good. So yeah, so get it. You'll love it. And for that few quid, you're getting a really cool, polished game, as always, from the .emu guys. So with them making Windjammers and Neo Turf Masters and many other remakes, that every time they've done anything, it's absolutely brilliant. Next one I've played is a bit of a surprise for me that it was actually this good, and that's Masquerade Songs and Shadows on the PS4. So this game has kind of snuck up on me, and I got a PS4 review copy come through for Games Freezer. Loaded it up expecting something that I probably wouldn't get involved with, but is really good story. Combat's a bit floaty, it's not visceral enough. I've made a video to that effect in our 10-minute taster where I've taken a look at it, but the story, I just need to play it through. I need to see this game through for the story, because I really enjoyed it so far. I won't spoil any of it. I'd just say go out there, buy it, get involved. Good game. The other thing that I've come across, which is kind of a bit of a throwaway game, you know, really, so when you look at it, but I've enjoyed playing it because my daughter really likes it. She likes watching me play it. So it's Danger Mouse. So they've done a Danger Mouse game on the mobile devices, and I'm kind of excited to say that it's all right. It's good. It's good fun. If you've got kids and you want to introduce them to platformers, you know, it's pretty bog standard platformer, but it's pretty well made, and there's some good cutscenes, and obviously with Danger Mouse and Penfold involved, there's some amusing moments. So it's a colourful platformer with a bit of a sort of time challenge at the end of every level where you've got to collect fruit. But yeah, I like it. Brings a smile to my face when I play it, and my daughter likes it too, so it's all good. And the last thing on here from the games I've been playing this month is Doom. So I've been doing the Doom Noob feature for 12-13 episodes now, and it's finally complete, as I've finally taken my way through and beaten up that bloody spider mastermind. I've done him. Took me about 150 goes, but I've done him. So you can check that out on the YouTube channel right now. That's live, that video, and see how I did it. And also, if you fancy watching the end as well, that's included on there just for you. So that's what I've been playing. So what am I going to play next? Well, normally with this question, I basically mull it over for a good few weeks. I normally listen to loads of podcasts to try and make the decision of what currently is out there. I make notes of what I hear is a good game. I do a lot of research, keep my eye on the PlayStation Store for any sales, Steam, GOG, Green Man Gaming, all of those sites, see if there's any sales for the games that are on my list. And generally I wait till they're on sale, and then I'll watch another ton of YouTube videos in order to make sure that what I'm buying is what I think that I'll like. So I'm kind of a procrastinator in a way when it comes to buying my next game. And I never get them as soon as they come out. I always wait for these sales because I'm not really someone who's going to plunge in there and spend top dollar to get something. I generally like to wait for a bargain. Few exceptions I'd say were if The Last of Us 2 comes out, then that's when I'll be first in line. Anything big like that where I'm absolutely in love with it, I'll get it straight away. But other than that, I'll make a list. So on my list at the minute, I've got a fair few, and I mean, by the time I've read this out, there'll probably be a few more on the end of the list. But these are my top ones at the minute, and I try and steer away from the obvious stuff. So, Abduction, Stardew Valley, Super Hot. I want to play Day of the Tentacle Remastered, Hitman, the newest, let's say, installment of Hitman for my PS4, Virginia, Hyper Light Drifter, Inside, just the follow-up to Limbo, Witness, Neo. I want to get involved with The Walking Dead again with a New Frontier, and I've never played the Michonne standalone as well, so I'd like to get involved with that. Bastion, a game called Cradle, Full Throttle Remastered. After watching Sons of Anarchy, I really want to play a motorbike related game, motorbike gangs related game. What Remains of Edith Finch, the Stanley Parable, Rhyme, Brothers, Shadow Complex, and Shadow of Mordor. They're the things that are on my list at the minute. My list grows day by day. I'll never get through them all, but that's where my thinking lies. I can already think of a few more that I haven't put on that list, you know. Something like Metal Gear Solid 5 I still want to play. Grand Theft Auto 2. Not Grand Theft Auto 2, Grand Theft Auto 5 as well. So, you know, it's never ending. But there's my list. That's what I'll be looking at, trying to whittle down to one game over the next week or so. Right, so that's what I might play next. I've also got a section in here for an article that I've stumbled across. Just one for this month or this week. This one's all about NBA Jam. You might have already read this article, but it is brilliant. I always go back to it and have another look because I just love it. I fell in love with NBA Jam in the 90s. And if you did too, then there's a Sports Illustrated article that goes through the history of how it was come about, how it was made, all the key players speak during it. You got the guy who did the voiceovers, you got the guy who did the motion capture for the for the players. You got obviously developers, key people from Midway. It's brilliant, really good article, really well written and really well presented on the Sports Illustrated website. So they do like something called long form, and this is what they've picked up on this time round. NBA Jam, excellent. I've included the link in the notes below. So what else? Well, watch this. So I've been doing a lot of Netflix watching. We have been watching, me and my wife have been watching Sons of Anarchy, and we've got our way through 7 series of that. Watched the climax. Now it's over. It's left a massive hole in our lives. You know how it is. You work through these seasons, and you become very attached to the characters. So what have I been watching since Sons of Anarchy? Managed to get ourselves all the way through the Better Call Saul season 3, which is brilliant. If you like Breaking Bad, then this time round in season 3 you get so many nods to Breaking Bad. It's unbelievable. You got Gus and Mike, so Gustavo Fring and Mike Ehrmantraut playing big parts in this season as well. So, and there's a few other characters, ancillary characters from Breaking Bad also pop up, locations and items as well. If you're a keen-eyed Breaking Bad fan, you'll see lots of nods to the seasons that have passed on Breaking Bad. Very good. Better Call Saul. Go on Netflix, give it a go. It's a slow burner, but it's got amazing writing, so it's well worth a watch. So after that, we're going to move on to Narcos season 3. Narcos 1 and 2 seasons were amazing. Another must watch on Netflix. You got to go and watch those if you like that kind of gritty, real life drama. It is ideal. So yeah, so season 3 is all about the cartel. Now that Pablo Escobar is dead, what happens next? You know, who fills the void? Which is what happens with these things. You get rid of one, there's always another waiting in the wings to take over. So that's what I'll be watching next. Something I'm really looking forward to though is Stranger Things season 2. Comes back to our screens on the 31st of October. So if you've not seen the first episodes of season 1, then go out there now, get on Netflix, watch them, because the world will be talking about Stranger Things on the 31st of October, and you won't want to miss out on that. So there you go. So those are the things to watch. A little section on Make This. So me and my daughter have made a really cool board game out of cardboard and glue that we've played a few times, and every time we play it, it just gets better. So I just thought I'd pop this little one in here. Make a board game. You know, it doesn't have to be with kids. If you haven't got kids, just sit down, think of something, make it. Bloody great. I loved it. I enjoyed it so much. I was using paint, glue, sticky things, you know, stickers, all sorts of stuff went into it. Made a dice. Well, actually, I didn't make a dice. I downloaded an app that rolls a dice. Got a few little counters to use. They're Shopkins. And then, yeah, we had a good time. So yeah, well worth it. Give it a go. Let me know how you get on, and if you make some decent ones, then send me a picture and I'll feature it on the site. And finally, these people are the people that I think you should be following right now on Twitter. I'll leave them in the show notes. We've got Abby Russell from Giant Bomb, who's brilliant to have in your Twitter feed. We've got Lord Arse, who's the Atari guy on Twitter. He is the font of all Atari knowledge and most video games knowledge. Top guy as well. And we've got the people at Maximum Power Up who do an awesome job and have a brilliant podcast and a very active Twitter feed. Get involved with them. We've got Colonel Falcon, who's the ultimate retro gaming collector. He owns the lot. He's got the lot. Have a look at his Twitter feed. And we've got Kingdom of Carts. So this is Brit, who writes for the Games Freezer, and he's always posting some really cool retro gaming related items on his Twitter feed, and he also shares that with his other half, and they both well into their retro gaming. You can see a profile of those two on the website. There's a 2-part article all about them. So those are the 5 people I would follow at this moment in time. So that's it. That's the thoughts from the freezer, a kind of retro gaming current generation roundup. Let me know if you want me to feature anything on this roundup. It'll be a regular feature going forward. But until next time, this has been Richard. This has been Games Freezer. I will see you soon. Goodbye. Games Freezer.
www.gamesfreezer.eu